What's the vibes?
It's your boy Damo, but you can call me Dom. I'm here to heal the world, one person at a time. As you can see, I got my PhD, people healing degree.
If you're looking for a piece of paper,
Paper, this ain't the place to be.
you might want to keep it pushing. We gonna talk about in this video
Video, the spiritual narcissist.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about the spiritual narcissist. The spiritual narcissist, that person at your church that supposed to be so holier than thou in the church, the hypocrite of the church, the one that's always pointing fingers at her kids, at his kids, at they kids over there, but they shit don't smell too good. They kids fucked up as well, but they get their sense of superiority by looking and being and seeming pure, seeming holy. You understand? Seeming
like they got it.
on a spiritual level, like they balance, like they shit don't stink. And these be the people in the church that be fighting for the title and try to suck up to the pastor to try to get a title and all of that so they can validate their image of holiness and purity and superiority in that sense. So your pastor could be one too. Your pastor could be one too. Them be the main ones.
Them be the main ones.
Jesus said money is the root of all evil. Don't worship money. Don't worship material things. And then after the service is over, he got his basket out begging you for money. Or they say some shit like, oh, Jesus said don't worship the world, don't worship earthly things. But behind the church, it's his BMW. Behind his church, it's his Benz. You don't see no pastor driving a Civic. If your pastor drive a Civic, put it in the comment section and I go to his church. I go to his church. I go to his church because I could believe what he's saying if he's driving a Civic. But 9 times out of 10, your pastor don't drive a Civic. Your pastor don't drive a Camry. Your pastor don't drive a Subaru, a Chevrolet. Your pastor either drives an Audi, a Benz, or a Beamer.
One or the other.
You understand? Your pastor does not drive no regular car. And that's the hypocritical shit right there. Don't worship earthly things. Don't give the fucking worldly things your attention and your good grace. But he's doing it. So this is the spiritual narcissist. The people that you see online that look like they can't do no bad. Like Infinite Waters. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I feel like Infinite Waters is a spiritual narcissist. He's the holier than thou type. He's the want to be superior by way of I'm this, I'm that, I'm a guru, I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, I'm this, I'm that. But you can't do no wrong. You show the good side of the coin, but you can't do no wrong kind of person. You understand? I don't know his life, I don't know none of that, but you could just see through certain shit, and that's just the way I feel. That's just the energy that I get off him. He's the holier than thou type, but he got a lot of dirt and a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. Probably a psychopath or some shit behind the scenes, but he smiles and everything in his video and everything is always good 24/7. People like that, to me, I don't trust them. You understand? I just don't trust them. Like spiritual narcissist. Like to me, I feel like Young Pharaoh's another one. I don't know who Young Pharaoh is, but Young Pharaoh, I feel, is another spiritual narcissist at the end of the day. Your shit don't stink in public. You understand? At the end of the day, I'm not saying put your dirty laundry and wear your shit on your sleeve, but you could just tell some people tries to be more upstanding and more righteous and more holier and more spiritual than they actually are for the camera. You understand? And that right there is a red flag, and that's a sign of spiritual narcissism. You understand? When somebody come on, you could tell that they righteous, and the what you see is what you get approach. But when they try to make it look like and project onto you this life of, okay, I don't eat animals, I don't harm animals, I don't do this, I don't do that, which is fine, but when they boisterous and they put it in your face type, you understand? I meditate, I don't eat animals, I do this, I do that, I sun gaze. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But why you gotta flaunt it like a badge of honor or a character trait when it's not? It's cool that you do these things, but that the whole world ain't gotta constantly know about that every single time that you get on the camera. That's just, to me, that's a sign of spiritual narcissism. There's different kinds of narcissism, and these people more than likely fall in more than one of the categories. I'm going to keep expressing this. It's not, is he a spiritual narcissist or a somatic narcissist or a cerebral narcissist or a malignant narcissist or a, you can be more than one, and more than likely 9 out of 10 people with narcissistic personality disorder fall into more than one category. So, but that's just an example of what a spiritual narcissist is. People who use spirituality to get supply, use spirituality as a means of superiority or as a means of feeling that they're better than you. And this is how they get their supply, because they know that people have debts and iniquities, and people are sinners, and people are imperfect, and their perfect image makes people want to worship them and look up to them and be like them, so to speak, and look at them as a role model or hero. And more than likely that's what happens, because everybody has their monkey, or everybody has their iniquities, whether it's habits or cynic personality or whatever the case may be. Everybody has their downfalls, and nobody's perfect. But when somebody sees somebody that looks like they're perfect for 15 minutes in front of a camera, they tend to worship them, and the spiritual narcissist gets a supply off of that. You understand? Nobody knows what they're doing behind their life. They could be messy in their regular life. They could be messy as hell in their regular life, but they're going to come on the camera for the little 10-15 minutes that they're on camera, and they're going to make it seem as though they perfect, so they could get that supply. Oh, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. I want to sun gaze. I want to eat clean vegan foods. I want to sun gaze. I want to meditate. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to wear crystals. And you understand what I'm saying? And it 9 times out of 10 is an act. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. I do most of that stuff. You understand? But it's just about, you could tell who it's an act for. People that wear it as a badge of honor all this time, every single time they get on camera, 9 times out of 10 they fall in the category of a spiritual narcissist. I hope y'all like this video. I hope this video helped. As always, I love y'all. Stay vibrant, stay healthy, and forever, you the truth.